Okay, I'm going to have a look at a letter a new member posted in the group today. Don't know, last night, today, not too sure when, but I'll take a look at it and we'll see. First things first, I just want to mention copyright issues. Let me just put my disclaimer. So that's going to work. Okay, yeah. So, fair use for teaching purposes, okay? Non-profitable purposes. So now we've got that out of the way, I'll leave the disclaimer. Take that out. Now, this is for nurses. Okay. Now, I usually say what we need to do is consider the letter as if it's the only source of information, as if we don't have access to the case notes, because in reality, that's what we would actually have. If you think about it, it's what you need to do. Just go to the task at first, put yourself in the shoes of the reader, and then you go through the case notes, what they must know, what they don't need to know. It's like, let's get my pen. So, audience and purpose, right? Content appropriate to the reader. Appropriate to reader. Appropriate. Here we go. To the reader. So, your purpose first, immediately apparent. Then, what does the reader need? What don't they need? And what language, discipline, and knowledge, etc. Then you've got the organisation, the layout, the structure, and the linguistic features. Okay, now one thing that I noticed about this, you're writing to the manager of a nursing home, responsible for the patient's 1 month recuperative care. So it's a manager of a nursing home. Now these people are not usually doctors. They are management. So that being said, there's some things here that they don't need. There's lots of medical information here, which they probably don't really need. They don't really need all this, because they're the manager of a nursing home. They don't need all this information or detail, or they certainly don't need it this high up in importance in the letter. If you think about it, what the nursing home, now if you look at this, okay. So the fracture, okay, ongoing osteoporosis, so they would need to know that. Now, they might want to know this. Where is a husband? Well, he's 82, he cannot provide care. So I would have included that, because this is, it's the manager of a nursing home. They might want us to know, about family. Are family going to be able to come? Now this one here, maybe you don't have to include that, but, you could maybe mention, because, it's a pensioner, she's going into a nursing home, they might want to know something about the family. The husband, he can't come, he probably won't, or he might visit, but he can't help out because he's 82. A son probably won't be coming, he's too far away, okay? So all this stuff about retired and all this stuff, we don't really need it. The lung cancer stuff, we don't need that. There's quite a lot of things here that we don't need, because, you're writing to the manager of a nursing home. They don't need all that stuff. What they do need is all this stuff, So they don't need all this about she was on morphine post-operative. Well, it was discontinued. So who cares? What we want to know is all this. So hallucinations have ceased. Okay, her pain's gone down. She needs to use laxatives. Okay, they would need to know that. They would need to know, how she can move, what's her progress, what special equipment. She needs a toilet raiser, a walker, blah, blah, blah. She needs to be encouraged in leisure activities. I mean, it mentions these: gardening, reading, walking. So maybe you might, these things might be mentioned, perhaps, yeah? So we need to know this, but we don't really need too much of this. One or two things here that we might include, but a lot of this stuff we don't really need it, or we don't need it that high up in the letter. Okay, so your purpose, that comes first. All right, immediately apparent, sufficiently expanded. So, as we've seen before, quick, precise, sends quickly, efficiently. The purpose early on, clearly expanded on later, easily identifiable. So we can see all these key words here. It's about conciseness, not wasting time. It's all over here, So there's a few things there. So that audience part, okay, audience awareness is key, as I said. Do they need to know all those medical details? Probably not. How well do you summarize it? As it says here, all these key words, again, quickly, efficiently, clearly, concisely, not wasting time, etc. And this is genre and style. What's it say about here? So, medical colleague, totally different discipline. Okay, explanation, minimizing the jargon because it's too like a nurse. It's like a manager. Okay, so let's get back. Don't need to make any changes, just in case. I think the English part is pretty good. To question what question sounds is being discharged. Right, so I would put something about who was recently hospitalized following a fall at home or something, and is being discharged today, or something such as that, right? That's all we need. We don't really need all this. Okay? We don't actually need that. But the purpose, request 1 month recuperative care. Okay? Right, yeah. So, that's good. So we don't really need that. I'm the manager of a nursing home. Don't need that. I might need to know this. Okay. Good mobility, perform a physio, mobilize, toilet seat, ready for self-get. Okay, I do need that. Well, she won't be drinking while she's in my care home, so I don't really need that. Osteo, monitor medication, follow assessment, nursing home, crowdfunding equipment. Okay. So, the language part's good, but I say we don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. This stuff we do need, but there's nothing about the family, why she's coming to the home, why isn't she going home, and so some stuff we don't need, one for care. So at the bottom you need to put like, I would appreciate it if you could, and then go through all the stuff that she needs. Please note, certain equipment are required, razor, blah, blah, blah. Can you also encourage, and, that kind of thing. Right, so, did you mention anything about encouraging her? Because obviously, encouraging her hobbies and activities, that is going to help in her recuperation, yeah? So we've got some stuff here, some stuff you could have added, and there's some stuff that we don't need. So it's not bad, but again, what I would think is, right, I would try this again and think, right, I'm writing to the manager of a nursing home. What do they need? What don't they need? And then try it again, and we'll see how that goes. The English part's good, but that just needs a little bit of work. Okay.